Okay, so welcome again. I said in one of the videos I would do a better breakdown of this way of creating platforms, so that you only actually have one plane, and then you can just adjust the plane, and then you can get like a cool-looking platform. Now, I'm going to explain this a little bit better because we are going to use a slightly different alteration of this to create some platforms. And this is also really good when you're just trying to do, block out a level and you want to have a little bit more, just that it looks a little bit better. Some people like that. So this is actually pretty nice. Now, let's isolate this one. So this one is, I didn't think I thought of this up, so there's some guy that I found on Twitter, and his name is, I don't know what his name is, it's Lucio Games, and he made a little breakdown here, and he also gave the files so that we could check out what they were. So I downloaded them, and now I'm gonna show you what he actually did. So if we go into here, so you can see it's only a plane, and then he added a bunch of modifiers. So the first modifier he added was a bevel modifier on vertices, and these are the settings that he used. Actually, the settings to have this actually look good are actually quite important. Otherwise, you kind of get them messed up or mess up the geometry, or it doesn't look any different than a block. So first he used the bevel, then he used subdivision surf to in simple. So if you do like this, if you're going to try to round off the corners, if you do simple, it just adds geometry, a little bit like if you do with subdivisions. Then he had a solidify modifier. So the solid modifier, I made this to 2, but you can make them as tall or as short as you want. So I'm going to go to 2 again, and then I have it at minus, so it means it's going down and not going up from the plane that's going down. Rim, fill, for the rest nothing more. Then another bevel. Again, the settings here are actually quite important, otherwise it just won't look any good. And then he has a displacement. And then this here is important, he has a displacement on the X, and he has a displacement on the Y, and they are slightly different, and I'm going to show you. So let's see what the displacement is. It is a little bit bigger. Oh, no, there we are. I'll push this up. So this is a Blender Original noise texture. Size 0.55, depth 2, and then he has here for the rest nothing. And then this is for texture 1, and this is then texture 2. And then on texture 2 he had a Voronoi crackle set to 1.1, here depth 2, and for the rest he has the contrast, he adjusted it a little bit, he uses all over 1. So you have here the brightness, the contrast, and saturation all modified. So these are the settings. So for the first texture, you use the local coordinates on the x-axis, so it's going only to this toward on the x with local space, and then you also have this here to make it any bigger. You can see you can get kind of wonky things, but 0.4 works really well. On the second one, he has a little bit more strength, midline still at 0. And then he has the displacement on the y-axis. And then he has a remesh to make it a little bit look a little bit better. So if I remove this one, you can see that there's a lot of blocks, especially if I would turn on wireframe. This is what this does. So if I turn this off, so this is the normal geometry that you're getting now. This is what you get when you do remeshing. You get more nice squares, and then from here he did decimate, collapse, and it got a 1.881. So and then you get this geometry. And then when you move the wireframe, it looks like this. Yeah. And if you want to do something like this, you go bring the mouse cursor everywhere, and then do plane, move it out a little bit, and then shift click the other one, Control L, and then just do modifiers, and boom, we have the same one. And then with this one we can scale on the axis we want, scale C, sorry, scale X, scale Y. And you can block out a piece of terrain really quickly with this. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk on this video, really short, just to know, let you guys see exactly how it was set up. And on the next video, we are actually going to start making some platforms, especially some loops. There are different ways to do that, so that will come in the next video. Okay, see you on the next one.